to let me know. Should I stay or should I go?
Hey, BookTube! Welcome back to the Wild Digest. I'm Scott. And I was originally going to do this big video updating my progress so far in October, talk about what I've read so far, share with you a few books that I've picked up. Yes, I have a little haul coming. I keep, demonizing the haul, but I do have one coming up, so stick around for that. But as you could tell from the thumbnail, this video is something completely different. This morning, when I switched on the computer and went to BookTube, as I always do, the first video that popped up in my feed was none other than a video from Mark over at Book Time with Elvis. I hate that. I have to keep looking at my notes. Book Time with Elvis. That was a response video to something that Shelley Swearingen had done in regards to why so many BookTubers quit. And considering that just a few days ago, it was my second month on BookTube, I thought I might as well chime in and share a newbie's perspective about some of the stuff that was discussed in both of those videos. This is going to wander a little bit. It's going to be a stream of consciousness thing. I do have a few notes here that I'm going to refer to on occasion. But I want to try to make it a little bit off the cuff because, I don't know, I've had some interesting experiences over the last couple of months, and I thought it might be fun to share those with you and to share those with potential new booktubers who might be on the fence about whether or not they even want to try this thing. So, as I said, I dropped my very, very first video on July 31st of this year. It's 2025 if you're watching this from the future. And that was my newbie tag video, which did extremely well. I've since had 1,414 views, over 60 comments on that video, and a nice little bump in subscribers. And I've since posted 18 or 19 videos since that time, which is, it averages out to about 2 a week. But my subscriber base has not changed dramatically. And I made a terrible mistake because I started looking at the analytics. And I think one bit of advice I can offer as a newbie is don't worry about the analytics. Don't worry about them for a while. It's going to take time. It really is. It's going to take time to build your audience, and it's going to take time for people to just find out what you're even doing here on YouTube. So don't let that stress you out. Don't let the numbers stress you out. Just do this because you enjoy it. And I absolutely enjoy doing what I am doing. As I might have mentioned in a previous video, a few years ago, I had a company called G2V Productions, and we produced 4 different pop culture podcasts over about 3 years, and we wound up producing almost 200 individual episodes. Now, those episodes were quite popular, and we were way ahead of the curve when it comes to podcasts. I think we would have done extremely well had we launched in the last few years versus launching as far back as we did. But we had over 10,000 people following us on our social media accounts. We had a lot of engagement, a lot of feedback. We had merch. We had all sorts of crazy stuff. And, our show, we interviewed actors and directors and screenwriters and composers and special effects people and all these other people that related to publishing and film production and TV. It was a great show. We had a really good time with it. But it crashed and burned after a short while, after a few years. And I've missed having that weekly regular production schedule. And that was one of the main reasons I wanted to jump into BookTube, along with some other reasons. The additional reasons were that when I started watching BookTube in earnest earlier in this year, one thing I was noticing was that a lot of the channels were kind of samey. I was seeing people who were buying books, reviewing books, reading books, people participating in reading events, people doing book haul videos, lots and lots of book haul videos. And that was all fine and good. But it was the books, in many cases, the books themselves and the events were the highlight and focus of these channels and these episodes versus the hosts, which I found a little interesting because there were a few things in the original newbie book tag that I responded to that were all about what we are bringing to BookTube. What do we offer that's different than what other people offer? And so when I wandered into this weird world, I looked at myself and I said, well, I've got a background in TV and film production. I've got a background as a published author. I've got a background as a produced screenwriter and playwright. I've got a background in promo production for both Warner Brothers and Disney and a few other companies. I've worked in practical special effects. I've written tabletop role-playing games, if I didn't mention that already. And I've worked as a voice actor. Lots and lots of really unique things that I've done that I thought I would share with you all, and that would help elevate my channel. It wouldn't just be, hi, I love to read, here's my latest book haul. It would be, hi, I love to read, here's my book haul, here's what I'm reading right now. This is related to a game I wrote, here's the game. I worked on this movie once that was like this, blah, blah, blah. I wanted to create something that was a little bit more like that, which was more focused on my experiences, but stuff that I really haven't told anyone else about. I mean, back in my podcasting days, I did, but with you guys, it was a whole new experience, and that's why I wanted to do this YouTube channel. It's not so much that I wanted to do it to get huge numbers. I wanted to do it because I enjoy the whole art of creating this stuff, of actually talking to the camera, talking on mic, and then editing the videos and mixing stuff and, creating thumbnails, which is another skill set that I brought over from some of my other experiences in publishing and such. So I brought all these wild and crazy things together, and I thought, well, let me create this new unique BookTube channel, which I hope is unique. But again, going back to numbers, when you look at the analytics, I'm not seeing huge surges. That's not going to happen regardless. I mean, unless you're a celebrity and you're jumping into the fray and you've got millions of dollars behind you to promote your stuff, it's not going to happen. It is an organic thing, and you just have to be patient. And people will find you. They really will. But it may take a while, which is why I'm not about to dump out. I'm sure some of you got scared when you saw the thumbnail, but no, I'm not considering leaving BookTube after only 2 months. That would be foolish. But I will continue to try new and exciting things, certainly exciting from my perspective. For example, one of the things I wanted to do is stretch my vocal cords and do some stuff as a voice actor. So that is why I produced 5 dramatic readings of horrific poems that are going out every Friday throughout this month. And my first one dropped 2 days ago, and that was The Haunted House by Jack Perlutsky from his collection Nightmares. And I produced that and had a really fun time doing it. And it's only a couple minutes long, and I put it up there. And so far, 20 people have watched it, and I've only gotten, I think, 2 likes. Oh, well, it's up there. People can find it. It's evergreen. There's no date on it whatsoever, apart from, like the hashtag. I think I did Halloween 2025 or something. So that's evergreen. That's going to live on forever, and I hope people will find it and enjoy it. I have 4 more of those to come. This Friday, I did one. This coming Friday, I read The Witch, also from the same collection, and I did it in this crazy witch voice, and I had a blast doing it. And then there's The Werewolf will drop on the 17th. And the big one is going to be The Ghoul. That's going to be dropping on Halloween, because Halloween is a Friday. And that was the poem that made such an impact on me when I was a kid. So that one I had such a good time reading, and it's a great one. And I do hope you'll give it a listen and a view, because there's accompanying graphics and stuff. But again, I'm introducing new content to my channel because the idea was, well, on my newbie tag, these are the things that I want to do with this channel. These are the things that are different. So I'm doing them, but they're not getting the numbers. So go again, leaping back to the analytics. Don't worry about the analytics right now. And I'm telling that to both to myself and to potential people who might be considering launching a BookTube channel. I mean, I'm looking at my notes here now. I've done a lot of other things that I've tried to do to introduce unique aspects of myself to my channel. For example, I've talked about tabletop role-playing games, and that landed like a lead balloon. I've talked about some of my travels. I've mentioned stuff about my wife signing at conventions, which has not. Nobody has asked about that whatsoever, which I think is kind of funny. I've participated in live chats with when other booktubers have done live streams. So tried to get my name and my commentary, my sense of humor out there. I've participated in reading events. I did Rocket Summer. I did June on the Range, and those went okay. I mean, they got some views. But the stuff that has really clicked, much to my surprise, has been the damn book haul videos. So I will be doing more of those, but I have noticed that the few that I have done have gotten 100 plus views. So clearly people are enjoying those, and I'll do more. But what I do try to do, if you've watched any of my book haul videos, I try to at least discuss the author and the publication information and the cover artists and maybe my experience with reading it or something related to it, where I got the book, maybe what I paid for it, what its value is, things like that. If there's any kind of controversy or history around that, I share that to the best of my ability. So my book, I try to make my book hauls a little bit more exciting than just showing off a cover and throwing it into a pile. So we'll see how that goes with more of that. Going back to numbers and going back to just producing content for an audience. One of the things I've done over the years is I have been a guest at a number of different conventions, science fiction conventions, Doctor Who conventions, horror conventions, published book conventions, all sorts of stuff. And I've been invited to sit on a number of panels. And there's an unwritten rule or law or guideline, whatever it is, where if there are fewer people in the audience than there are on stage, you can call your panel, you can cancel it and let everybody go to lunch. And that does happen on occasion. It's happened, but I've also seen that turn into like a conversation. So we sort of bring everybody in and then we just have an open conversation and have a good time doing that. My feeling is right now, even though my numbers aren't huge, I mean, I've got 300 and some subscribers. That's 300 and some subscribers. So I am producing content that is being enjoyed by certainly more people than there are panelists because it's just me. And I appreciate that. And that's another reason why I will continue to do this. Down the line, if I wind up getting 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 subscribers, boy, can you imagine? I will continue to produce pretty much the same kind of content. It's all me having a good time, producing stuff that I hope people will enjoy. That's what it all comes down to. And that makes me think about one of my big issues with people crashing out of, say, YouTube or a podcast or whatever. The only people you're punishing are those that are actually enjoying your work. That's it. You can walk away and wipe your hands clean and go and do another hobby, or focus on something else, and it's no skin off your teeth. You don't care. The people who aren't subscribing to you, but maybe catch one of your videos once in a while, but maybe don't like your videos, you're not punishing them, right? Those people, they don't give a crap. You're gone. You're off their radar. You've never been on their radar. The people you're really punishing are the people who have taken the time out to subscribe to your channel, to engage with you, to post likes and comments. Those are the people you're punishing, and that's not fair. Why would you do that? So, well, there are always valid reasons to leave a hobby like doing BookTube videos. I would never just want to dump out without even informing my audience. It was Shelley had brought up a really interesting point, which I really agree with. If you start to become overwhelmed by either the content you're producing, or maybe real life is overwhelming things and it's getting in the way of you being able to produce content, take a break. Let your audience know, but take a break. Or produce something, even if it's once a month, just to keep the thing alive. I'm all for that. I mean, I know there's plenty of people out there that are producing massive amounts of content. You know, a short a day. Talking to you, Mark. Doing a short every day. One for Shorty Month, Shorty September. You did a video. You did a short every single day. Admirable, absolutely admirable. But you don't have to do that. Look at Steve Donahue. Steve drops 2-3 videos a day. They're very fun conversational videos. I know some of them are controversial, but that's awesome. I mean, I love the fact that he's providing content, and you have every ability and every choice to not watch or watch whatever he puts out there. I would like to do more. I really would. But right now I'm in the midst of trying to write a big tabletop role-playing game for a publisher. I've got other responsibilities. So I'm doing what I can, and that's 2-3 a week if I can. But that's neither here nor there. I just wanted to respond to Mark's video and to Shelley's video about why do people quit BookTube as a newbie. I totally understand why people would drop out, but I just want to say that I'm going to stick around for a while. I'm at least going to give it 6, 8, 10, 12 months to see where things are going. I mean, if it completely crashes and burns, yeah, maybe I'll drift away. But so far, it's not crashing and burning, and I'm still getting really, really pleasant, supportive comments, and I am getting likes on stuff, and people seem to be enjoying what I'm doing. So I'm going to stick around for a little while, and I hope you will too. I hope you will consider starting a channel if you haven't done it already, or if you're doing a channel and it's just not bringing in the numbers, don't worry about it. Don't look at those analytics. Just produce the content that you want to produce. Have fun doing it and stay with it. Stick with it. Reach out to everybody else too. That's the one thing. This should not be a hobby that we do in a vacuum. Sometimes it may feel like that. I don't get a lot of feedback from other people in BookTube. There's been a few people that have reached out, and I've communicated with some of you. But this does not seem to be, as much as it feels like it should be, I have not had a lot of people really sort of helping me up. So you are going to be on your own to some extent, but don't make it that way. Try to reach out. Try to ask for help. I very often will ask questions in my videos. Nobody takes the time to answer them. That's fine. But yeah, don't go into this thinking that you are producing in a vacuum. Sometimes you just got to nudge some of us because we're lazy. And we will help. We'll answer your questions. We'll do everything we can to make it an experience that you can enjoy and others can enjoy. So that's it. That's my take. That's my response to the response. And I hope you enjoyed it. And in my next video, I'll get back to the books and all that stuff. It's kind of weird doing a video like this. I really haven't done one. So I hope you enjoyed it. And again, like and subscribe. Hey, give it a shot. And you'll see more of me this week. At least 1 or 2 more videos coming. And then, of course, my Friday poetry video, which you can choose to ignore. So I'll take care, everybody. Thanks again for watching.